Hello, good to be with you. This is Kim with Crochet with Kim. We are going to continue working on the bunny rabbit for the spring. I know that I've been in a little delay here, but I do apologize. And we're going to pick up where we left off, where we had completed the last row, which was row 25. We're going to go ahead with row 26, and we're going to continue on with this segment. And hopefully, I hope that you've been enjoying this. I do apologize again for the delay. So let's get started. Now on row 26, we're going back down. This is the right side of the work. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 11 of our periwinkle color. Again, I use periwinkle as my background color. Then I have white. I have a gray and a pink plus a black. They are all yarns that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, and you can use any type of yarn that you like. I also like working with Red Heart yarn. I haven't worked with Red Heart in a while, but I do also like to work with Red Heart. I love this cotton, also from Hobby Lobby, and Caron is another one that I like to work with as well. So it depends on where I am. If I see a good sale or what have you on yarn, then I'll go ahead and pick up some yarn, maybe try a new color for a shawl or a just whatever, a blanket, a scarf, a hat. Just whatever I feel in the mood of doing at that time with that particular color. But for right now, I'm working with I Love This Yarn, again from Hobby Lobby. And I have periwinkle, I have white, I have a gray mist, a black, and a pink for this particular project. And we're going to go ahead and continue on with our work here, and we're still adding rows. Pretty soon we'll be decreasing, and I'll show you how there's 2 ways it can be done, and I'll show you both of the ways. And at that point you may want to pick what is best for you. There's no really right or wrong way, as long as the work stays connected and it doesn't come apart on you. That is the most important factor of any crochet piece. You do not want it falling apart on you or unraveling. I remember I crocheted my oldest son a blanket when he was in junior high school, in which we called it junior high, but now it's called middle school in this day and time. And he used it so much that it literally came unraveled in the middle of it. So we're looking at anywhere about 20 years that he had that blanket, that literally I had to crochet him another blanket, because I was like, the material was so worn, it wouldn't look right. And so I just told myself, oh no, it's no repairing this. We'll just go ahead and toss this out as a loss, and I will just have to crochet you another blanket with these same colors. And successfully I have done that. I have completed him 2, one in a granny square form, and then the other one I did for him in a shell, just shells. So they continually get blankets for Christmas. I feel like I'll find me some yarn, I'll put the yarn together, and we're gonna make a blanket. And it's one thing about it, you can never have too many blankets, especially here where I am, where it is known for it to get really cold outside, sub-degree temperatures, and a warm blanket always hit the spot, especially when the lights go off. So we'll check, see here if we have our 11. And I'm doing double half crochet where I chain 2 and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. 6, 8, 10, and there's my 11. So I have my 11 blocks. 11, just want to check myself, make sure. And then I will just start my white, but I will see how many white blocks I need. I'll just start it, and remembering that we do a slip stitch to the next block or the row beneath it, and then we'll continue on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so we have 12 white blocks that we have to crochet. So we do a slip stitch, and again for a half double crochet I do 2 chain 2 and then yarn over, have 3 loops and pull through all 3. You can do this in a double crochet, but you'll chain 3, chain of 3, which will count as that first double crochet, and then you'll add your additional 3 double crochets. And so we are at our 3rd. We'll go ahead and do our 4th. It's just things, you know how life goes. Sometimes you have plans to do one thing and life kind of throws you a curveball, and before you have to make sure you take care of business first before you can enjoy your things that you like to do, your hobbies or what have you. And I had to make sure I take care of some issues that needed to be taken care of, and not let any more delay. And it's nothing like bad, but it's just, you know, surprises. You know, like the car or the oil is leaking, and then you'll have where you might need to get brakes put on your tires, or the wheel housing for your tires. And so it's just been one thing after another. But the storm is finally calm now, and we'll go ahead and try to get this project completed. Hopefully, in the next couple of videos, we'll have it completed, and then we'll have our beautiful, I would consider this like maybe a placemat, or if you wanted to do more rabbits. I was thinking about doing actually a pink rabbit, and I wanted to do a gray rabbit, so I can have different color rabbits, maybe put together a blanket. I'm always thinking of blankets, but every time, you know, if I have a visitor or company or something and they're needing a blanket to cover up with, they always want to take my blankets home with them, and I'm like, no. But they end up kind of talking me out of it. I'm like, oh man. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. They find it so comfortable, and when it's handmade or homemade, it's even more special. Okay, so we have our 12. We have our 12 white blocks. So now we are needing, I'm always hiding my pen from myself. I need one gray. So we'll go ahead and we'll pick up some gray. And sometimes I'll just work on the other end. Even though this gray is down here, I can clip that. I'll just use the other end of it before detaching it. And then that way I can just keep moving right along. So we'll have this one gray block. And then after the one gray block, I need to complete this with 2 periwinkle. Because I know I have 2 blocks left and I'm still increasing, I need 2 periwinkles. So I'll go ahead and start that or end this particular row. And we'll go ahead and this is the first one to end the row, and the second one to end the row is about to be completed. So this will be row 26. And there we go. So row 26 has been completed. And when you take a look at your work, and the project is going to be pretty good size, and I have not yet gone to get a lighter background for this because the periwinkle and this blue kind of mix in a little bit, but I am going to work on that. So now we're getting ready to start row 27, which is the wrong side of the project, and we have 2 periwinkles. So I'll chain 5. For those that are working with a double crochet, can chain 6, go and count back to the 3rd chain from the hook, and we'll go ahead and do the very first one, and then we will do our second one, the second block. Now we'll take a look at what we need now. We need 1 white block. So what we'll do, take a look, and I am going to, I have yarn like everywhere. So I know that this is my working yarn and also the skein. So I'm going to pull a little bit out because I know I'm going to need more white going towards the top. But actually, if I take a look at my diagram, I'm going to need the 1 white, and then I'm going to need 3 gray. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually cut this. Now that I see that, okay, I don't need to do it that way. I have some mini beads here. And this happens to me quite frequently. I just learned to do my best with what I have here. Now that I have the end, I'll go ahead and do my one white block. And this is how I usually work whenever I work with my projects. Yarn will be easily to get tangled, and so I work around it. Again, like I explained before, I know that it would be nice to just have the perfected part of the recording, but I make mistakes, I make mistakes, I get things tangled up, and I guess I just want everyone just to see the raw part of it. That I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I get yarn tangled up. I'm working on a Elmo and Cookie Monster project for my baby grandson. And boy, look, it's been giving me the blues. But I said I'm not going to lose focus, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get this completed for his birthday. His birthday is in a couple of weeks, so I just want him to be happy with it. He likes bright colors. So, okay. So we have the white block, and now I need 3 gray. So I'll go ahead and put the 3 gray right here. The gray blocks. Try to move my hands over so I'm not too far out of the picture here, or out of the focus. And to number 3. Now I have my 3 gray. Now I need to see how many. Okay, so I'm going to draw this a little tighter, and you can do this whenever you have like a short strand like that. Draw this just a little tighter. To try to make it where you have a little bit tail left. This is my 3rd one, and this one is my 4th. So I have a little bit of tail left. When you draw a little tighter and you really put that in, you can have enough of a tail where you don't have to worry about trying to fit any more in there. Let me move this out of the way. Move this over here. And so now we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need 9 white blocks. Let's just see where this one is. I think this is part of the working yarn. And if so, then what we'll do, I'll go ahead and kind of leave a little tail there, and I'll just work with this yarn right here. And go ahead, pick up And again, we are working on the back of the yarn, so we always want to leave the strings on the back side or the tails on the back side. That way, when you turn it over on the right side of the work, you won't have some strings on the right side and some strings on the wrong side. You want to all have them all on the wrong side of your work. Makes it neater that way. So we'll go ahead and this is our first one. It's over. And then we'll do our second one, and I'm just working the string or the extra tail under the work as I go, reducing as much threading at the end of your project as much as possible. It's not gonna always be perfect, but you wanna do as much as you can to eliminate as much extra work if you possibly can. Sometimes, like I said, it's not always possible. Because every time I think I have, I still have a lot of work to do. So we'll go ahead and continue. And I'm hoping that you are enjoying this. I would like to do other projects, and I am going to do other projects. I don't know what I would like to do, but I don't want to get in way over my head because I do have a whole list of projects that I would like to do, but they are really very tedious with time, and I want to make sure I have the time to begin and to get you all the way through the project. I don't want to leave you hanging. You know, everyone understands when things come up, but you don't want to do it on every single project. So, and the more colors too, I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable with it. Interchanging of colors. Some of the projects, it might be changing the color every 3 or 4 blocks, and you know, that's some tedious work. I enjoy it because it's relaxing for me, but I don't want to stress anybody out. Be like, it looks okay, but that's a lot of work. So my next is that I have 3 periwinkle. So getting ready to start on the ears here in a bit. So we want to do 3 periwinkle. This is our first block. A second. And then we'll do our third block. This is so exciting. Getting ready to add another character part to the bunny, which is his ears. So we're going to lay that down, and we're going to add 3 white blocks. So I have like yarn just everywhere. I'm going to cut this because this is a little further down, and I'll just add. There we go. Making sure that I don't have any entanglements here. And we'll go ahead. Let's bring the periwinkle work in behind the project. We're getting ready to start a new color. We'll slip, stitch, and then chain 2. If you're doing double crochet, chain 3, and I'll just work over the tail to give it a little bit of security. Kind of pull that a little tight there. Make sure it's good and secure. And then you'll have the second block and then the third block. Now we're going to switch back to our periwinkle. And we will need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will need 6 periwinkle. So now that I'm finished that, I have to add on periwinkle. And so this is at this tail end. So I'm going to take out quite a bit because I know I got to fill in up into here. So I want to have enough yarn without having to cut any, as much as possibly can. Try to cut as little as I possibly can, but if I have to add on, I will. Okay, so add on. I leave a couple inches here of the tail. Slip stitch, chain 2, and then go ahead and work over the tail. Kind of pull that a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and add the remaining. We have 6 periwinkles that we need. And so this is our third one. Then this is our fourth one. Another plus, like a knot there. Sometimes it's just a little fuzz ball that you can just pull right off, which is, that was the case. So I pull that right on off, and there we go. And we'll do our 5th block, and then our 6th block. So there we go. So that is row 27 that has been completed. I'm going to go ahead and chain my 5 and get started on the next row, which is row 28. And making sure that I try to get underneath the two, so you'll have two posts on there, or two of the strings of that chain. As you can see, it's getting bigger and bigger. So now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we need 6 periwinkles. So we'll do, this is our second one. And a third. And pretty soon we'll be incorporating our pink, then our black. A few more rows. But I'm hoping again that you enjoy this. Also, remember, if you're using acrylic, it's not really great for heat. If you're planning on using this for any type of heat, whether you're putting a plate on or a tea kettle or something to that effect, you want to get cotton, 100% cotton. It is more heat resistant and safer, because I don't think you want to melt your placemat here, or whatever you want to use it, whether you want to put a potted plant on for decorations, or candy, or candy dish, what have you. Okay, so we completed our 6, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we need 5 white blocks. So we'll go ahead and pick up the white. And we slip stitch and chain 2. And we'll have our first block, second, and this is our third one. Pull this out from, there we go. So I don't keep snagging every time I'm trying to work with it. 3. This is 4. And now we're getting ready to work over the top of this particular of the periwinkle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work it, because this on the right side, I can leave it behind my work and just put the string or the working yarn of the periwinkle over my hook and slip stitch it all together here, and then chain 2 and work over. That way it'll keep me from having to cut the periwinkle to move the yarn over. It's already moved over, and kind of give it a little snug, and we're good to go. So now that we already have the periwinkle right where we need it, I need 2 periwinkle. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the slip stitch. And this is our second half double crochet, our third, and our fourth. Then we'll slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, you will chain 3, and then we have our 2 periwinkle. So yeah, it will try to tangle up on you, but if you can catch it before it does, that would be great. And if not, I don't worry about it. I'll just get back to it when I can. Okay, now I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I need 8 white blocks. So make sure that it's kind of loose, so it should be able to work right through. I'm not going to pull it because that's when you'll actually have more of a tangle or more tangles in the yarn. So I'm just going to kind of relax the yarn and not let it worry me and let it just pull through as I work it. And so we'll go ahead and get that. That's my first and my second block. And then here's my third. These are so much fun. So much fun for me. And I started making coasters as well. Started doing some different colors, different shapes. I just wanted to see just how many shapes I can do in a coaster. I'm being amazed. Octagon, pentagon, hexagon, triangle. And you know, of course we have the square and the circles that we can do. Just been playing around with like extra yarn that I have that really can't do much with, but what I can do is make like little small projects, like little coasters, and they actually turn out pretty cool. So we have 4, that's 7, and we need 1 more. So we have that 1 more. And he likes there we go. So this is from my working yarn. And I'll try to get this from tangling anymore if I can. If I can't, I won't worry about it. Not right now. No, successful. Yeah, there we go. So it's out of that entanglement. All right, now I need 1 gray. So I need 1 gray. this white down and pick up the gray. Uh-oh, I remember now. That was where I completed that. So I need to come from my working yarn, or from my ball or skein, and make sure you tuck that tail underneath as you work. Try to cut down on some of the weaving in at the end of the project if you can. If not, it's okay. And then I'll just kind of move that down so it doesn't get entangled anymore. And now I need 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need 4 white blocks. So what I'm going to do is take this yarn that was further down. Let's take this from around there, if I can. There we go. Put that off to the side. And we'll go ahead and work this other end here. Leaving a little bit of a tail. Slip stitch. Chain 2. Pull that. And then work over your tail. And you can still weave it in, even if you work over it, you can still weave it into the project just to give it more security. Sometimes what I like to do is just work it over 2 blocks when I'm working on the right side of the work and the threading is on the wrong side. That way I can keep it behind the work and it not trying to look like it's trying to go to the front of the work. Okay, pull that, and then I can go ahead and continue. And I need 4 of these blocks. 3 and slip stitch and 4. So because I'm looking at the end of my work and I'm still increasing, I know that I need 2 periwinkles to complete this row, as I see right here. So this is 1 and this is 2. So I need the 2 periwinkles to complete the row. And go ahead and slip stitch. I'll pull on the white a little bit, kind of tug. Then we'll go ahead and add on. This is my second one. Chain 2. Then we'll have the second, the third, and the fourth. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this next row, which is row 29, ready. I've chained my 5. Go to the 3rd chain from the hook. And I've created my very first half double crochet. Here's my second half double crochet, and here is my third half double crochet. So now I can go ahead and put that working yarn over on this other side, flip my work over, and I need 2 periwinkles, so I just go ahead and work one more periwinkle. And there we go. Almost. Yeah, it'll almost get there. I'll get it in a minute. So we'll have our second one. Okay. And I do have strings everywhere. Yes, I do. But I'm gonna be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I need 13 white blocks. So just go ahead and put this work behind here. Okay, so because I know that this is the row below, I'm going to go ahead and cut that, because I just worked the other end of it. We'll go ahead and get started. And slip stitch and chain 2. And I will go ahead and get started on our 13. And I probably will run out of yarn on my way up this. I'll just see how far I'll get before I have to get it from the skein. And this is going to be so pretty. I love these colors together. They're so springy. Even though our temperatures outside make us feel like it's still kind of fall, our temperatures dropped down to 30 in the 30s last night. So it's still trying to figure it out, and I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. Because when it gets hot, it gets hot. It likes to grab onto my nail. Yarn. Okay, so here I am. I'm out of yarn here. Oh, okay, so I can just pick up right here. I didn't have to cut anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just work that right on in there. It was already attached. So it actually ran out of yarn at a perfect spot. And I'll just keep right on going. Just take this over that way. Well, if I can. There we go. That way it'll be over top over the rest of the work instead of underneath it. And then we'll just keep right on going. Let's see here, we have 2, 4, 6, I have 8. The 9th one. Mm-mm. 10th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right along. It's nice. Be able to see, getting ready to see the rabbit ears coming into play. So cool. It's just amazing what colors, you can just go to the store. I love the yarn. I just love yarn. And I will go broke if I was to go in there and just buy everything that I wanted. So I try to limit myself. Okay, so there's my 13. Just verifying it. All right. Then we need 2. 2 periwinkle. So we'll go ahead and get those 2. Yes, I love every time I see new colors or anything of that nature. I say I have to discipline myself because yarn for me is like shoes for someone else or makeup or perfume for anybody else. It's just one of my things that I just love to buy and look at and explore and see what I can do or what I can imagine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 7 white blocks. Yeah, I just love it, love it, love it. I always tell myself, one of these days I'm going to take some money. I'm just going to go and just buy all the yarn that I want. And it never works out that way. So I said, oh well, I'll just be thankful for what I can buy. Let's make sure we put our work in the back of the work. And I'm thankful to be able to get the things that I'm able to get. So I don't need to be greedy. But it just be so many different colors, and I can think of projects right off the bat of what I can do with this color or what I can do with that color. I literally had crocheted a young lady a dress. She gave me the challenge. She said, I want you to make me a dress. I want you to make me a dress. So I said, okay. I said, how you want it? She said, I want the back out. I want slits on the side. And I want this and I want that. And I'm like, okay. Never did anything like that in all my life. But I put it together. I made the top part of it too tight. So I had to kind of loosen it up a little bit, and she loved it. She loved it. I was like, oh my goodness. It was, I had to step back and say, did I really do that? But she absolutely loved it. She was, thank you, thank you, thank you. I made a it was a bikini outfit. Um, a bikini outfit where she had a top and a bottom. She loved it. I said, it doesn't even match. And she said, yes, it do. I'm going to make it match. I'm like, okay. But I just found myself doing things that I never would have found myself doing. So it was a lot of fun. So we're on the periwinkle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we need 6 periwinkle. So I'll go ahead and I will make this the last row for today. And hopefully I can get the next recording. I'm looking probably next couple of recordings where I can do this and making sure that I don't have such a wide gap in time when the next one gets out, so we can go ahead and finish this project. And once we get finished, then you'll be like, oh my goodness, I like this. And you can just think of all kind of things in your mind, what you can do with them, make a pillow out of it. That would be nice. Make a front and back with either side being a rabbit, but you can maybe put a different color rabbit on the back side. You have a white rabbit on the front and maybe a gray one on the back, or just however. It's pretty cool. But I am going to stop at this junction, giving you time to maybe you want to make adjustments, or maybe want to do something different with the colors. Maybe you want to have a different color ear and nose. I mean, maybe a darker color or lighter color, or what have you. But as you can see, and I know it's a little bumpy here, but I'm trying to hide all the yarn so you can see all the strands everywhere, that it is coming along just nicely. I am so excited. Now we're started on the ear. When we come back, we will start with row 30. We will be increasing on this end but decreasing on this side when we start 31, and then row 32 on this end will decrease. So I'll show you how to do that, because there's 2 different points of decrease. So the decrease on the bottom will be first, and then the decrease on the top will be next on the next row. But don't worry, I'll show you how to get it started, and then we are going to see if we can get this project completed, as you know, completed where you can see your work in progress, and maybe you might want to do another project just like it, but maybe in a different color. But for right now, thank you for crocheting with me. I hope that you enjoy yourself, and I will be with you again really soon, I promise. But for right now, bye bye.